To the boundary to get a couple of stragglers off the ground, but everything almost in readiness, Peter, and the premiership quarter they call it.
It is. I do notice a couple of changes. Brown has stayed at full forward on Cowie, which has meant Whelan from one of the brothers has come out to centre half forward. That change was made late in the second quarter. Most of the others, the big fella Glasscock's back on the ground for the Alberton side. And I do notice that one of their players, I can't quite get his number yet, it's the number 6 for the Alberton, which is Vardy, the captain, has gone back into fill the hole there in front of the big heap and McGillick.
Ball bounced in the middle to start the third quarter. Stewie Scott running off half back, can't get the ball, overruns it, comes down, Simon Connolly picks it up for the Geelong side, on the left foot, kicks it towards centre wing, and well, good work there for the Geelong District side. Gets a handball to Stewie Scott, drives back to the centre of the ground. Good bounce favoured Nick Pavick, but if unfortunately can't quite get a handle on it, goes back to the man you were just speaking about, Vardy at centre half back. He runs through the centre, drives to the lead. Connolly ran hard at the player and upset him pretty well there. Clayton Trotter on the ground, gets the ball back to centre half back. Scotty McDonald, long handball out to the loose player in Scott. Scott a handball to Collins. Collins eludes his opponent. A handball to Scotty McDonald. Great work, GDFL. What a great build-up. The lead there is from Illick over the top of his head. If he can get it, he's got a chance. And well, he tried to flick it back in, Mick Illick, and
I'm glad it didn't work.
Because all he flicked it to 3 Alberton players, and they were going to be away. But fortunately, the goal umpire and boundary umpire working together.
Ball thrown in deep in the attacking area for the Raiders. No clear takeaway. Quick handball out there by the number 15 in Graham for the Alberton side, but it's intercepted there and pushed back over about 10 metres around, 15 metres around from the point post of the Raiders side.
That was great work, Williams, and he just flicked the ball out of the fella's hands, a la the basketballers, and ball thrown in. Here's the Alberton side trying to run the ball away. Good work there by Graham, and well, the umpire has claimed he was infringed. He gets a handball to his teammate running quickly now in Staley. Staley, a long kick to centre half forward. At the back was Aitchison. Oh, big punch away by Simon Connolly, but a great tackle out there by Trotter for the GDFL. The ball's come to ground. It's in dispute at centre half back, and the Geelong District Footy League tackling fiercely at centre half back and trying to stem the tide here. Good work there by Harris. Gets the ball onto his right foot, drives towards the full forward position. It's Whelan there.
Pushed off
now
the
at
ball by
centre half forward, and well, the Geelong District side working very hard to stem the tide. Brown goes for the mark, can't take it. Here go the Geelong District Footy League on the turnover. Brett Pollard, handball to Nick Pavick, who's running. Pavick, not such a good kick. Nick Mahiris, well, he tried valiantly to make it, but now they're in trouble. They're out number 2-1. That's picked up by Pavey. Pavey sees the lead there. Well, not paid by the umpire, and probably looked a clear mark to me.
I think he called play on, touched off the boot, and Brown took the ball and took a few slow steps, thinking he'd marked the ball, and got tackled and pushed over the boundary line.
So ball half forward flank for the Alberton Footy League. This time on the outer side of the ground. Tate gets the tap forward. Williams picks it up. Handball, gets it across to Beck. Beck goes across the ground, very dangerous, but well, the mark not taken for the Alberton side. The handball comes back to well, the players doing pretty well there for the GDFL. Scotty McDonald picks it up. Handball to Perkins. Perkins kicks to nowhere. It's gone high, wide and handsome onto centre wing. Picked up there by Lisco. Lisco drives the ball back into the centre half forward position. Aitchison from behind has paid the mark, and perhaps a little fortunate, and now he plays on, and he's made a meal of it, but good work Beck. He's recovered the situation. Terrific work. Gets it on the left foot, but only as far there in the centre as Simons. Simons gets the ball to centre half forward to Chris Harris, and he's taken the mark 60 metres from goal. Here goes Goldwoods, drives the ball to the pocket. Oh, that's the big fella. That was Garnham on that occasion, flew from behind. And finally, the Geelong District Footy League are prepared to push the ball through. And the first score in the third quarter, and we've been playing 4 minutes of that quarter. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard 7-6-48 GDFL, 8-4-52 Alberton.
I tell you what, Dick, Clayton Trotter coming onto the ground. He's really fired up.
Yeah, I also was just saying too that it's obvious that both coaches have given the players a real good rev at half-time, because it's opened at a cracking pace, and it's great to see the Raiders also looking as if they really want to go on with this game now.
Well, Connolly's quickly picked out Trotter in short. He's in turn taken his kick and played on around the half-back line, looking for Stewie Scott. Scott flew high over the pack but couldn't get control. It's gone to ground. Alberton side have picked the ball up and short passed it with a little chip over the top to Graham. Graham's had a bit of a look around. He's found that he's within 40 metres and is now going to, he's going back and going to have a set shot at goal, 40 to 45 metres out. Sees a lead from Brown there. Brown chips in front of Cowie and takes a very, very strong mark under some attention from Scotty Cowie.
Probably a more difficult angle, though, Pete.
I'd say a very, very difficult angle. Probably the biggest advantage here is it is Brown's home ground, so I'd say he would have kicked a few goals from all over the place.
Yes, and a very capable player, isn't he? He'd probably get a game in most sides, certainly in the GDFL.
Absolutely.
Be happy to have him.
I could think of one side stuff at the top of my head that wouldn't mind him.
Well, as we said, he has played with Lee and Gather, so he has played at a higher level.
At a higher level, exactly, Peter.
Brown comes in. Gee, it's a lovely looking kick off the boot. What's the goal umpire going to tell us?
1 point.
Offline. So a bit of a let-off for the GDFL, and on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, Alberton Footy League 8-5-53 lead the GDFL 7-6-48, and almost 6 minutes gone in the third quarter. So I really think, Dick, they just need to hold them in this quarter, the GDFL.
Yep. As we said, they're both sides are very keen at the moment, and if we can just hang on to them and don't panic and maybe just start to take control again.
Cowie's gone wide to the centre wing. The lead was to Tate. He was contested by Glassick, and I think they've worked this fellow out now, Peter. He's not the dominant player he was in the first few minutes.
Well, I'm not being critical of the man, but he seems a little lazy. He seems to look at his size and think that that's going to get him home, and it's just not.
Intensity is out there, Noel.
Yeah, it is. Dick made a great comment before they opened up at the cracking pace that they've played the first half in, and it's just, are they going to be able to continue this?
Yes, very good point. And the defence doing a sterling job in this third quarter for the GDFL. They've kept the ball around half-forward flank and forced it over the boundary line once again. Tate and Glassick doing the ruck work, comes to the back of the pack. Nobody got a tap away. It's, a very, very good mark. Backing back into the face of the players coming towards him for the Alberton Footy League. And it's a great mark for...
I think it's Keeley. No, it's not. It's Whelan.
And, you'd expect with a bloke of his goal-kicking ability. Did I hear you suggest that he kicked 13 a couple of weeks ago in a match?
He did.
He's only 30 metres out, directly in front. And Whelan for the Alberton Footy League moves in. I'll tell you what, wasn't a real good kick off the boot.
In fact,
he might have missed. Yep. And he has. Well, precious.
I think Dick put the moz on him then.
Pressure starting to tell. The Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now. It's 7.5 minutes, third quarter. 7-6-48 GDFL, 8-6-54 the Alberton Footy League.
A few leads going around. Scott Cowie, nothing really to kick to, so decides to kick long to the far side of the ground, where setting himself there, I think, was the number 20 in Collins, was it?
27.
No, it's
Hill.
Andrew Hill.
It's Andrew Hill. Hill plays on quickly down the far wing. Stewie Scott tries to chip in, can't do so. Beck tries to help him out with Maheris and McFarlane. Quickly goes back out to Scott. Scott turns, chips it through back in where Clayton Trotter picks the ball up. A good little pass there, and Trotter's been a bit of an inspiration since he's come on at half time.
He certainly has.
Got 4 or 5 touches, looks down the ground, quick pass to Williams, great pass to Williams. Williams in turn runs in looking for Illick, decides to have a bit of a ping at the goals himself, I think. Might be a reflection on his comments. If I get within 50, as Mr. Fanning said earlier, I will have a shot, and he's done so. And
he was inside the arc, wasn't he?
He was inside the arc, and through for a point for the Raiders Interleague side.
I'll tell you what, the players aren't stupid either, apart from this kick. They're kicking into the sunshine every chance they get.
From the kick in, Nick Pavic goes over the top of the pack and punches it back into the forward area for the Geelong District League side. And the ball, they're doing a very good job in keeping the ball in the attacking zone, and the ball is still on the half-forward flank, this time on the outer side of the Inverloch Oval. Ball comes in, the big fella there, nobody gets a tap away, or strong work there by Pavey for the Alberton side. The ball in dispute right in front of our broadcast point here. Brett Pollard can't take the ball, and great camaraderie between the two players. The young fellow in Lithgow. Could have put Pollard sort of anywhere then, but they supported one another, and that's, well, you like to see that in footy, Dick.
You do. It looks like he's been in a car accident. That bloke, he's got so many bandages on him.
Ball thrown in. Lithgow gets a tap to the back, this time to Povey. Drives to half forward. Oh, there's Whelan again, takes the fingertip mark, but Aitchison's come back and recovered the situation. Can he get it to Cowie? Cowie pushing the back play onto the umpire. And finally it's Whelan again, kicks the ball to the full forward position. Hill now looks like he might be playing on the big fellow Brown, and well, they're looking for size, but unfortunately for the GDFL there's a bit of a mix-up there. It's picked up by Mark Garnham, and he has slotted through a goal on his left foot. So the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now 10 minutes into the third quarter. GDFL 7-7-49. They trail Albert 9-6-60.
They said to panic then, didn't they? As if, they could have just let it roll over the bounce very nicely, but they all panicked and they didn't know what to do with it.
It's interesting. We've had to walk backwards and forwards across the ground a couple of times, and when I was in the rooms at half time, I said to Andy Williams, what's the actual surface like with footy boots on? He used a couple of, nice expletives, and it really summed up that it was quite wet, quite slippery, quite soft.
I thought you said to Andy Williams, can you give us one verse of Moon River?
Umpire Haley in the middle puts the ball down, a bit of an awkward one that probably favours the Raiders side. Ball still comes out of a scrunch. Scott, big quick kick off the ground to McFarlane. McFarlane can't get control, on hands and knees, gets it across to Trotter. Trotter turns, just bombs it up in the air. In front is McDonald, can't get control of the ball and is out positioned there by the number 2 in Harris. Harris plays on quickly down the ground, goes over to brother Harris, and he quickly handballs on to where Brian Graham, nearly got the wrong one, quickly cleaned up there by Andrew Hill. Hill through the centre of the ground again, looking for support. McFarlane crunched on the ground there, and umpire Haley
had the whistle and didn't blow it.
It was interesting to note then that the Alberton players were affected by the sun then, but the Geelong players just...
Dick, I just picked that up myself. He ran away from the football, number 18. He just couldn't see it for the sun, and the Geelong bloke just still didn't land on his lap.
As if they had sunglasses.
Umpire with the ball inside the centre square, slightly forward for the GDFL. Snapped up by the Albert side, kick towards the half forward position. Free kick to Aitchison. Yes, umpire saw it. In good position, umpire Flowers on that occasion. Held without the ball, and Andrew Aitchison, the captain of the GDFL, takes the free kick. Sees a lead on the
you can't play that, big bloke.
Social club side of the ground. The ball that comes to ground. Oh, well tackled. Great tackle. And, the umpire said it was a too high tackle to Boland.
Yeah.
That was too high, mate, and I'm biased.
Boland it is for the Alberton Footy League. Half-back flank, takes the free kick for the high tackle. Plays on now on the left foot, drives it over the centre of the ground. In good position is Perkins. Umpire doesn't pay the mark, I tell you what, but he just absolutely...
What was that for?
Oh, the umpire has called the ball back. Perkins had stolen the ball from the Alberton player, was away and running, and now the umpire has called the ball back. So
why would it be a ball up?
Because it's over umpiring.
Thank you very much.
Ball tapped down the ground, and now he's going to have to do it all again because I suppose one bad decision has created a bit of congestion now.
And there is a bit of a pack formed here. The forward line of the Alberton side is fairly open. There's only a couple of players in that 50 arc.
Ooh.
A big punch out there by the Alberton side, but only as far as Andrew Aitchison. Aitchison tries to kick it off the ground, can't do so. Picked up by Glasscock. Glasscock looking down the ground, and very, very good kick there, and finds Garnham. Garnham.
Oh.
Well, that's Mark Garnham again.
Played on very quickly, and has slotted it through for his second goal.
La Peter Dacos too.
Yes, very much so. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now. 13 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. GDFL only added one behind in this quarter, 7-7-49. Alberton Footy League 10-6-66. And Dick, you'd think they'd need to stem the tide?
They're just starting to go away with it again. Just as we thought, they started off well, the GDFL in this quarter. The back line was working fantastic. And now they just seem to have lost the plot just a little bit. So I think if I can just take the stem of what's going on, all is not lost, and we've got still half of a quarter to go yet, Eric, so let's hope for the best.
Ball down in the middle of the ground. Big fella used his body coming through with Scott tackled without the ball, and Stewie Scott, the coach of the Geelong side, will take the free kick beside the centre circle. Held without the ball, Stewie Scott, now looking for some options. comes to the outer side of the ground. The lead's there by, great mark from the back of the pack, Mahiris, the GDFL. But perhaps he's played on a little bit too quickly, because the ball now, it's Pavic handball straight to his opposition there, and some errors creeping into the play now as Chris Harris goes through for the Alberton side. There's a strong lead by Whelan back at full forward. Now he sees the player loose in the full forward position, and Nick Garnham, and the Garnhams have run amok in the last 5 minutes, because Mark has kicked 2, and now Nick
you can't do that. He played on from in front of the mark.
Well, the umpire's done it, Noel, I'm afraid, and on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, GDFL 7-7-49, Alberton Footy League now have kicked 11-6-72, and Nick Garnham has kicked 3, and Peter, the 2 Garnhams in the last couple of minutes have just run riot up there.
Have they? They've certainly lifted their standard, and they've certainly lifted their ground speed too. They seem to be running a lot more, especially even the Harris boys, Alex and Chris. I think they've picked up their leg speed, and it makes it fairly easy when you're getting the ball out of the centre at the speed they're getting it. And also Brian Graham is getting it, and it's moving into the forward line that fast that our guys really are caught out.
Ball back in the centre of the ground. Umpire Flowers puts it down. Tate gets a tap down on this occasion, but the secondary tap is from Garnham. Collins tapped off the ball. Pavic runs through hard. Williams gets the ball. Handball to Stewie Scott. Another handball to Brett Pollard. Pollard sees the lead there of, the big fella in Darryl Bissett.
He's been a bit quiet, hasn't he?
He has for a quarter or so, but he's taken the mark 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, and to say we need a goal is probably an understatement. Bissett, long driving kick. It's a magnificent kick.
And it's a goal.
What has happened? What has happened? The goal umpire moves in and says,
I think he's got it.
It's a goal. And second goal of the day to Darryl Bissett.
And this is an ideal situation that Darryl Bissett loves these situations. The side's coming from behind there. Darryl knows he's a great experienced captain coach. He's done it many times, including infamous grand finals with the Anarchy Footy Club in North Geelong. He knows exactly what the situation is now, and he's the sort of guy that can just suddenly take control for the Raiders and turn this game into our favour.
Not a discredit to Darryl. He's the type of guy, if you're going to prop him in a forward pocket, he's got to kick 4 in a game.
Yep. 16 and a half minutes gone, third quarter. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, 8-7-55 GDFL, 11-6-72 the Alberton side.
Haley bounces the ball down. Tate actually beats Glasscock on this occasion, but it's taken away by the Alberton side, only as far as Perkins in the true centre half back. A good mark there to Ashley Perkins. Plays on quickly, looking for McFarlane. Can't find him, but over the back of the pack comes Nick Mahiris. Mahiris plays on quickly to Williams. Williams looking down the ground for Scott. Can't find him, but pushing the ball through is Pollard. Pollard over to the heap himself. Hands off to Pollard again, who screws it round. Collins misses what he should have taken, and unfortunately for the Raiders side, couldn't quite get the bouncing ball, and it is gone through for a 1 minor result.
Yes, it was. There were 2 Geelong players in the goal square on their own.
If it counts for anything at all, the effort was there for sure.
Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, 8-8 now, 56 the GDFL, 11-6 the Alberton side, 72. Ball back in the centre of the Inverloch Oval. In dispute, Clayton Trotter, great job there. 2-1 against him, but he threw himself on the ball, and it's really a game of chances, Dick, isn't it?
Yep, it is. Yep. You can make your own luck in footy too.
Ball's bounced down by the umpire. Glasscock tries to take control of the ball, and the umpire said Justin Tate's grabbed him before he actually got clear possession, has paid the free kick. He palms it off quickly, or tries to bowl him. The umpire says, I haven't said you can restart the game, and Glasscock goes back. On that big left foot of his, plays down through the centre of the ground. Pavic tries to contest it with Brown, can't do so. Fisher picks it up off hands and pushes down to where chipping in was the number 20, which is Garnham again. We need to quieten him off. Ball goes to ground, he pushes it out again, and only to be backed up there through the aids of the GDFL and Simon Conley, who sees the ball to the safety of the boundary line.
Ball out of bounds, 40 metres from the behind post on the Social Club side of the ground. 19 minutes gone, third quarter. In comes the ball up high. Aitchison took the ball out of the ruck and tried to crash through a couple of players, but it's the Alberton side who picked the ball up, drive it back into the centre half forward position. Ball contested there, comes to ground.
Harris again.
That was the little fellow picked the ball up in Chris Harris on this occasion. He's run towards goal, and probably a little bit too easy on that occasion, I thought. Fairly ordinary effort from one defender there for the GDFL. But on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, GDFL 8-8-56, they trail Alberton 12-6-78. So they sort of need to hang on there, Peter.
Yeah, and I think the way the Alberton League is starting to pick up their work rate a bit with speed over the ground, we really don't need 2 or 3 players going up to contest a mark. And I think that's where that error was made, and you pay the price when you do it inside 50.
Would you move any players now, Eric, or would you leave it the way it is? Is there anything that stands out in your ideas?
Yeah, well, it's probably Noel. Can you see anything that you'd pinpoint?
Yeah, I'd bring Daryl Bissett onto the ball just for a burst before 3/4 time, because he's not doing anything up there.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing, but I thought I'd let someone else.
He'll even go in there and rough it up a bit.
Umpire Flowers puts the ball to ground. Up high is Tate, doesn't get the tap away. It's Alex Harris gets a handball across to his teammate in Boland. Boland sees the lead there from Whelan, and well, they're starting to dictate terms all of a sudden in the centre of the ground, and this fellow Whelan is a very good full forward, make no bones about that. They've made the switch. Andrew Hill is now playing in the full-back position, but it's the sort of the general key forwards they've taken control this quarter.
They only seem to play 5 or 6 minutes in a quarter, though, don't they? But they do a lot of damage in that 5 or 6 minutes.
Certainly doing that in this quarter. Whelan now will kick from right on 50. It's a fairly low trajectory kick, and it's off hands. It's right across the face of goal and drifted just over the boundary line. So defenders under pressure now in the... well, it's 23 minutes gone, third quarter. GDFL need to hang on now for the next few minutes. The umpire has blown the whistle. Umpire Flowers, what's he...
It might be a bit of blood, I think. He was looking at the
Simon
Connolly's arm, saying it might be a bit of claret, but he's given him the all clear, and...
perhaps it's just a red mark.
Bit of texture.
In comes the ball. Brown doing the ruck work in the full forward position. Push forward there for the GDFL. No players able to pick the ball up until Scotty McDonald. One grab, picks it up. Handball, Scotty Cowie. Wasn't too sure where that was coming from, but it went to him. Gosh, Stewie Scott missed the ball there. Comes back the handball to Simon. Simons of Alberton drives it to the full forward position. Oh, great work, Aitchison. The mark almost in Brown's hands, but Aitchison punched it forward. Out towards half-back flank, and Stewie Scott from behind, out of position, but pushed the ball toward the boundary. And, well, good defensive work by the Geelong side there, Peter.
It was, and I think they need to hold on now for another couple of minutes. If they can get the ball up the other end and score a goal, it'll be a bonus, but I think it's necessary to hold on.
And certainly not let them kick one.
Exactly. Actually, Trotter came off hands from Glasscock in that throw-in, and Trotter was happy to take possession and take the little bit of a push and push it over for another throw-in.
Ball thrown in, half forward flank for the Alberton side. On the Social Club side, pushed to advantage by Glasscott. Ball fired back into the full forward position. Big pack of players firing for the ball, and this is where they've obviously changed their tactics at the half-time. Noel, they're bombing the ball in with the little fellas reading the crumbs.
Yeah, they've worked it out now. I think they've worked out how to match our runners.
It's interesting with the ruck work. You see Tate when he goes up. Aitchison's in the ruck at the moment. When Tate goes up with the big fella, instead of being in front of him now, where Glasscock can dictate the play, he's actually standing behind him and holding him with his body in his back, and that pushes Glasscock under the ball, and he can't get clear possession.
Ball thrown in deep in the attacking area. Oh, very well read there by the Alberton player in Walpole. Haven't sighted him all day. The ball pushed behind by the big fellas, and Walpole snapped onto it, and with the right foot has snapped it through for another goal to the Alberton side. So the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now 23 minutes gone, third quarter. Geelong District Footy League 8-8-56 trail the Alberton Footy League 13-6-84, and been a very productive quarter, 5 goals to 1, Dick.
Yeah, I think it's now time to exercise the Noel Fanning idea, and that's to get Daryl Bissett on the ball or do something quickly.
We just need a bit of strength in the centre for just to,
Well, that's where they're winning it out of the centre, Noel, and it's no good to us the way it's going at the moment.
Once again, the Alberton side get it out of the centre, but they're held up by Andrew Aitchison, a centre half back, a good one-handed mark. Ball comes to the lead there of Mahiras. Can't quite reach it to take the mark. Follows up very well. Needs some support though. There's no players there in support of him. And the Alberton side perhaps running on adrenaline a bit at the moment. They've really fired up in this third quarter. The ball in dispute on centre wing, and off hands it goes over the boundary line. And just a few individual efforts, Peter. We need a bit of teamwork all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think we do. We need to get Pollard firing up again and McDonald and get the ball running through the centre corridor.
And I've got to say, this third quarter, Glascott, he's copped a lot of the tap outs in the middle, and it's to the advantage of the Alberton side. Ball back at centre half forward again for the Alberton side. Here they go, running once again. It's a low raking kick into the full forward position. The little fellow, well, it was the two Garnham brothers there, and the bloke who kicked the ball was the big fellow in Nick Garnham, kicks his fourth. The shepherd was from his brother in Mark Garnham, and that's the 14th goal on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard for the Alberton Footy League. 14-6-90. They lead the GDFL 8-8-56 and 34 points. Dick, it's looking dangerous.
Well, I know that we're easy for us to make comments from this position, but I have not seen the Geelong Raiders runner move for about 10 minutes. So obviously nothing is happening from that end of the ground. I don't know, what are they doing? Are they going to make a decision? They're going to make a move? They're going to do something? Because the runner has not moved, and they've kicked 4 goals in the meantime.
Ball bounced down again. Tate tries to get in front, can't do so. Ball's pushed out. Trotter hard at the ball, but gives away a free kick there, and it's going to go to Simons on the central wing area. Umpire holds play up. Simons got control now. Looks for a lead. He's found one through Brown. Aitchison makes his mark. Big punch over the pack. Pavic gets control, pushes the ball out to Beck. Beck, a little chip over the top to a moving McDonald. McDonald takes it on central wing on the opposite side of the ground now. Plays on quickly into the central corridor where there's 4 unmarked Raiders players. William takes a good chest mark. Passes it over to Pollard. Pollard onto that familiar left foot. Looking for Illick. Pushes the ball up and well done. Good try there and a great goal.
Well done.
Great goal to Stewie Scott. That was well played by Mick Illick. Mick Illick thought the ball was going through the goals. He made the contest and then tried to shepherd the ball through. It bounced back into play, and Stewie Scott came through, picked it up and popped it onto the right. Thank you.
Just wondering whether the runner might have come out there and congratulated and given a bit of a gel, but he hasn't moved again.
That's the back's gone.
There is no communication coming off the bench onto the ground, and that is very disturbing.
Yes, they need a bit of support now at the 26.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Hopefully, Peter, that goal might just spur them on the last couple of minutes of the quarter.
Well, I think we needed it to settle the team down and stop the ball just being so easily pushed into the Alberton forward line.
14-6 plays 9-8. Alberton in front. Ball tapped down again by Glascott, and he's certainly taken
tackle.
There's a sensational tackle there by Trotter, and by gee, he's put a bit of life into that other wing in this quarter. Clayton Trotter from Anarchy, come on and doing very well for himself. A secondary bounce in the centre of the ground. Umpire Flowers with the ball. Gee, it's a big pack of players. There's, apart from about 4 or 6 players at each end of all the rest of the players are in the middle. It's a free kick.
That's unfortunate, that, because you really can't criticise Tate because he can't see in front of Glascott.
And the ball kicked forward by Simons, but Aitchison having a good quarter this quarter has taken the mark. Pollard loose on the centre wing, over to Trotter. Trotter now, can he find a teammate? On the ground there is Lazarick, the Corio boy, sees the lead, and it's Darryl Bissett and Mick Illick both leading into the space in front of the full forward area, and it's Darryl Bissett taking the chest mark for the GDFL. And can they finish the third quarter off with another goal? Bissett, 35 out, directly in front, on the right foot. I'd say he's hooked it by the look of the way the umpire's heading across there, and well, that's a miss. They could ill afford. Darryl Bissett's second, 2 goals, 2 to his credit. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now at the 27-minute mark, 9-9, 63 GDFL. Alberton 14-6, 90.
Staley, long kick down the ground, probably with a bounce. It's made the centre of the ground without being touched. Good tackle there by Beck, but it's been paid against him actually for an infringement, and the kick is going to go to Graham. Graham plays on quickly, looking across the half-forward line to a lead of Whelan. Good punch away there by Tate, who's dropped into the slot there in the back line. Quick clearing kick from Aitchison out towards the boundary line. The ball's been picked up again by Beck. A quick handball in, where Trotter, who's been all over the place in this third quarter, looks down the ground to find Nick Maheris and does so right on the 50-metre line. half-forward flank, opposite side of the ground, in front of the social club rooms. Maharis turns onto the right, quick kick in, and finds Brett Pollard. Pollard looking to close the angle up a little bit. Kicks it across.
What are they doing?
Kicks it across to Hill, who was very lucky there. I think he kind of backed out of the contest a bit and was only able to get a knock on the head to be able to recover and take the free kick. He in turn sees McDonald.
Well, there's the old Belfast Hill trick.
McDonald looked straight at the 50-metre line then, though, and thought, yes, I'm inside the 50, this'll do me, I'll have a shot.
Oh, distance won't be a problem.
Scotty McDonald. Well, he's decided, and I don't know for why he's done that. He's gone for the lead of Illick. The ball's come to ground in the forward pocket. Now it's Stewie Scott. Can Trotter shepherd for him. Scott goes onto the left foot. He's just blazed it to the head of the goal square. No GDFL players there. And the Alberton side, well, great work, Williams. The smother there, and he's perhaps given the chance to keep the ball in that forward area for the GDFL. But good work there for the Alberton side by, that was Chisholm.
Hey, the runner's over here. Sid Jones, he's giving cheek.
Ball half forward on the 50-metre line, outer side, in block oval. In comes the ball. Well, it would have been a free kick for mine against the big fella Glasgow on that occasion.
Oh,
but,
great pass.
Picked up, well,
that could have helped.
That is the siren for three-quarter time, and unfortunately the pass from Brett Pollard just didn't find Darryl Bissett. But at three-quarter time, the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, Geelong and District Footy League, 9 goals, 9, 63. They trail the Alberton Footy League, 14 goals, 690. That is